a real good feeling. This place is jumping off hard as it can get. No, we won't ever stop dancing on the edge. We like it dangerous, we like to see you split. Turn up another notch, you ain't seen nothing yet. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Got a real good feeling. Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. I got a real good feeling.
Greetings, Jebi Knights. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we have a ton of news that we got to talk about. Number one, Grayscale is unlocking 16,000 Bitcoin here coming up relatively soon. We're going to be talking about what that might mean for the cryptocurrency market. Can 16,000 Bitcoin cause a massive rally or a massive dump? We're also going to be talking about green energy-focused Bitcoin miner Hive joining a North American mining pool. This is an interesting story. We're going to talk about all the buzz. And we're also going to be talking about El Salvador because JP Morgan thinks that they, using Bitcoin, could place major limitations on Bitcoin. We're also going to be doing some technical analysis on some of your favorite cryptocurrency projects, such as Polkadot. Guys, it is going to be a good stream, and I'm looking very much forward to it. I am joined as somewhat always. I was only joined by you twice last week, but I am joined today
That's true.
by Kinda Crypto Tim.
What's up, everybody? I had a family emergency last week that I needed to be out, but I am happy to be back, and don't have anything else to say because we did our price predictions today, and you'll find out at the end of the show. It makes me super sad.
Yes. Tim is unfortunately caught between a rock and a hard place, and Smay is a hard place, and I'm a rock. We are also joined, as always, by Smay. How are you doing, Smay?
That sounds kind of gay. Hello. Hello, everybody. Not that I have any problem with that. I'm Smay. Hello.
Oh, my gosh.
Welcome, Jebi Knights, is what I meant to say.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, cool. Guys, I am looking forward to today's stream. We got a lot to cover. Even before we get into it, though, if you do enjoy today's stream, make sure to smash that like button, consider subscribing to the channel, hit that post notification bell, and share the stream with a friend if you think it is something that they could find some value from. We're going to start with an article about Grayscale. This article is titled Countdown to Grayscale's Big Bitcoin Unlocking. 5 things to watch in Bitcoin this week over on Cointelegraph. We're only going to be talking about point 4 because this is where they talk about Grayscale. Grayscale unlocks 40,000 Bitcoin. For those of you who don't know, Grayscale is a major trust that holds a massive amount. We're talking hundreds of millions into the billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. An event that is on every Bitcoin market participant's radar this month is the multiple unlockings of BTC at institutional giant Grayscale. They're one of the largest holders of Bitcoin, so when they start unlocking Bitcoin and allowing it to go back onto the market, we should be paying attention because we could see a flood of buying or selling, which could impact the price. As Cointelegraph explains, coin, the Grayscale Bitcoin Fund, GBTC, is due to release in excess of 40,000 Bitcoin in the upcoming weeks, this having been subject to a 6-month lockup period. Opinions differ about its market impact. Some are concerned that selling pressure will increase, only to then become practically zero after the unlockings are over, while others argue that the spot market will be broadly unaffected. Sunday, July 18th, is of particular interest, with that day's unlocking worth just over 16,000 Bitcoin. When GBTC shares unlock and get sold, the GBTC premium drops. Share price drops relative to the Bitcoin in the trust, statistician Willy Woo commented last week. Investors now have more incentive to buy GBTC shares rather than BTC. It diverts some of the buying pressure on Bitcoin spot markets. This is bearish. What we are looking at right now is me hitting the tray under my desk that holds all the cables. What we're looking at right now, guys, is one of the biggest unlockings that we've seen in a very long time on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. What is going to happen with this money could have a very big impact on what the future of Bitcoin could look like, at least over the next couple of weeks. Really quickly, let's do some math here. 40,000 Bitcoin to US dollars is 1.3 billion with a B dollars worth of cryptocurrency. That is enough to move markets. Guys, I talk about this quite a bit, that while, yes, there is market manipulation in the space, people put too much emphasis on whales. They think that 100 Bitcoin here or 200 Bitcoin here can absolutely dominate the market and force us thousands of dollars in either direction, and it's really just not true. Depending on the situation, it is more true. If there's not much liquidity, then yes, a small amount of crypto, like 100 Bitcoin, I say small relatively, can move the market quite a bit. But 100, 200, 500 Bitcoin, generally speaking, probably will not move the market in a massive way. 40,000 Bitcoin most certainly can. $1.3 billion worth of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies can have a major effect on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So we're going to discuss this. Give me a 1 in chat if you think this is going to be bullish for Bitcoin. Give me a 2 in chat if you think this is going to be bearish. I'm going to reserve my opinion, but first I want to ask Tim what his is.
Before I even give my opinion, Jeb, can you answer for, I know Ben Lay asked this in chat, but I'm sure there's lots of people, because actually, to be honest, I don't think I fully understand. I think I have an idea of it, but what does it mean to unlock Bitcoin?
Right. So whenever the investment was made in Bitcoin over on Grayscale in the GBTC trust, the Bitcoin was locked up and it was not able to be sold for a time. So as it did that, it was an investment that investors made. That money, that Bitcoin, I should say, was not able to be sold. It was therefore held in the trust. It's called a trust for a reason. And then now the lockup period is over and that is being released back onto the market. So we're seeing a lot of twos. A lot of people think that's going to be a bearish thing for the cryptocurrency space. What do you think, Tim?
Yeah, okay, so as far as my opinion, I've read a lot about it. As far as what I think I'm in the camp of it could bring some volatility, which means we could see a price decrease temporarily, which is followed up by a price spike. So I think long term, again, I don't think that the price is going to be negatively affected long term. I think it short term could. I actually think long term wise, though, this is good for Bitcoin. It's good for the price. It gets more people involved. I think that the fear of it is simply FUD. I think that's all it is. I think people just wanted something else to say, hey, here's something that's bad about Bitcoin, run for the hills. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Yeah, frankly, I got to agree with you, Tim. And Smay, do you have any takes on this? No? Okay. Guys, I actually agree with Tim. I think this is a big old FUD stamp. We need to get like a stamp where I can go FUD or FOMO or real somewhere in the middle. Right now, we are seeing some FUD. I think this is a major amount of FUD just because it's being unlocked. By the way, does not necessarily mean it's all going to get dumped on the market. It just means that it is now open to being able to be traded as any other Bitcoin is. So this is not necessarily a massive selling event. We don't have any confirmation of that. And to say otherwise, as far as I'm aware, is speculation. I don't think we have any confirmation that we're going to see a bunch of this Bitcoin being sold. It might just be moved. I think a lot of people are making this out to be something a lot bigger than it is. The reason we put it here at the beginning of the stream is because it is one of the most talked about things in cryptocurrency right now. A lot of people are very scared of this. And I think that this is typical of the moment that we are in history in cryptocurrency right now. Everybody is getting scared about Darth Musk or Bitcoin crashing or Bitcoin trading around $33,000 or Grayscale unlocking Bitcoin or some government bad-mouthing bit. Like, there's so much FUD in the space right now, and it's like we're looking for anywhere that we can find FUD. It's like we find a fascination in it. Have you ever seen those videos on YouTube that are like really weird and you just watch them because you're like, man, I don't want to watch this, but I just can't take my eyes off of it? That's probably half the people watching our channel. No, I'm kidding. But that's kind of what we're seeing right now. People are looking for FUD because it tickles something in our
psyche that we just can't explain. I think people want to be scared because it's a visceral emotion. People want to feel something. If we can't feel a strong emotion that is positive, FOMO, then people are inclined to feel a strong emotion that is negative, which is FUD. I don't personally see this being a major negative. I'd love to hear what you guys think in chat. I'm more than happy to read some of those, but I don't think it's the end of the world.
Couple thoughts. I mean, there's a couple chats on here. Excuse me, sorry. Josh, for example, said they are not selling Bitcoin. They are selling Grayscale shares. The people who bought in January and February are underwater. They would be selling it at a loss. I think a couple people agreed with him. We can go ahead and read a super chat where Kenneth Gardner says the GPTC, wow, okay, unlocked is not a non-event. They're essentially a derivative, and they're trading it at a negative premium. And today's price, if roughly the same, is roughly the same when it was bought.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of, at least our viewers, our jebi Knights. I came into a whole new world.
Yeah.
But
okay,
I think our
Qui-Gon Tim.
jebi Knights are on the same page with us.
Qui-Gon Tim. What do you think of your
Qui-Gon
name?
Tim, yeah, I'm happy with it. Qui-Gon was quite a character. He was the first Jedi to die, which makes sense. After you hear the price predictions today, I might die after today. But no, I like it. It's cool. Qui-Gon is the one who saw the future potential of Anakin. He didn't get to see it out, but I see the future potential of people in this room, and I might.
So
not,
does that make me Anakin Smaywalker?
Oh my gosh.
Anakin
Smaywalker. Are you Anakin Smaywalker now?
I'll be Anakin Smaywalker.
I see your potential, Smay.
I see your potential. Your midichlorian
All right,
count
guys.
is high.
I need you guys to come up with a name for Jeb.
Yes, we need
Is
names.
it Master Joba?
Oh God.
Oh my gosh.
Is it
Good
Jebo
Lord.
Fett?
Oh my gosh. I don't want to be a bounty hunter.
Yeah, you have to be a Jedi. It has to
Why
be a
don't-
Jedi.
Yeah, I have to be anyway.
It has to be a Jedi.
Come up
guys.
with our names, if you will. I have a friend from high school, and you know him, Caleb. He's very tall, he's very lanky, and he's very smart, but he's very robotic. And I always called him C-3PO, and he. It always went right over his head. He spoke all those languages, but I guess he didn't pick up on that one. Guys, we have some technical analysis that we've got to do. We are going to start with Bitcoin. We're going to move into Polkadot a little bit later. But I know you guys are interested in BTC, and I'm going to show you why I made the prediction that I did, which is, if I remember correctly, Tim, it's $32,700. Is that what I said? Yep. So, guys, Bitcoin right now on the 4-hourly chart is in a consolidation pattern. We have been for the last couple of months, ever since about the 15th of June. So, actually, not the last couple of months, the last month or so. We have a downtrending level of resistance as constituted by these highs here on the 14th of June, roughly this high on the 29th of June, although it's not perfect. This high right here on the 4th of July, this high right here on the 7th of July, and this high just yesterday. We also see that there is an uptrending level of support sitting right here with a bottom right around the 22nd of June, a bottom right here around the 26th of June, and a bottom right here around the 8th of July. So this consolidation pattern is important for many reasons. Number one, we are already in a downtrend as we're entering this. Consolidation patterns are typically bearish patterns. When you enter into them bearish in the first place. They are continuation patterns, put it that way. When the market rallies, when the market corrects into a consolidation pattern, you would expect it to correct out of the consolidation pattern and to break bearish out of the consolidation pattern. But that's not the only thing that we need to pay attention to, because we're also looking right now at a bearish wedge. This is something that we have looked at for the last couple of weeks, that we have paid attention to for the last couple of weeks. It sits right around here, depending on how exactly you want to draw it. But this wedge, people have drawn it in a bunch of different ways. I'm just going to draw it like this for simplicity. It doesn't really matter. This wedge should break to the upside. So kind of what gives? Are we supposed to break bearish out of this and then break bullish here? Yeah, I think that's actually something that we're going to do. I think we're going to break bearish here, stay below this level of resistance, come down and test this level of support down here around $29,500 to $30,000, and then I think we're going to bounce and rally out of this wedge. Wedges, remember guys, generally break 70% of the time in the opposite direction that they are pointed. Right now, this wedge is pointed to the downside, so we have a 70% chance we're going to break up out of it. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to break bearish out of this pattern. We're going to come down and test support around 30. We're going to bounce and break to the upside over the next couple of weeks. But if that does come to pass, then that would result in Bitcoin pulling down to the mid-30s, close to $30,000 this week. I think that's probably going to happen here in the next couple of days. I would not be surprised at all if we saw a movement something akin to this and then be in the middle of the bounce by the time the end of the week comes, which is where my $32,700 price prediction comes from. I think that we're going to see Bitcoin below this level of support right here. and then we're going to see Bitcoin come up and be retesting it by the end of the week. That's what I am saying. Now, of course, guys, there's a million and one different ways the market can move. That is just one scenario. That is not necessarily, obviously, not gospel, but I do want you guys to be aware that that is what I am seeing. One other thing that I'm seeing that would be contrary to that, though, is that we do have an inverse head and shoulders pattern appearing to form here on Bitcoin. This could result in Bitcoin breaking bullish earlier. If it does that, regardless of whether or not I win the HODL trophy, I would be very happy about that because I want to see Bitcoin having bullish momentum. I think we've exhausted the bulls enough. I think we've allowed the bears enough time to sell. I think we are in a position where we can start hopefully moving back to the upside. Looking out to the daily chart, though, there's a few more things I want to bring to your attention. Number one, the volume. If I can get it up. I don't know why my MACD won't go down. That's weird. Number one, the volume is very, very low right now. There's almost none. Makes sense. We're in a symmetrical triangle pattern. Volume drops off. But expect that we're going to see this rally. Remember, guys, markets are cyclical. The market will go into a period of high volume, followed by a period of low volume, followed by a period of high volume, etc. This is a time of very low volume. We're at the end of a symmetrical triangle pattern. We should be expecting a breakout to the downside, especially since we're hitting our head and testing resistance on the 20 daily EMA. I think we're going to see a large volume spike and push to the downside as a result. We're also seeing that there is bullishness on the Bitcoin USD daily chart MACD, but I don't think that that's going to last. These two lines, our signal line and our MACD line, are very close. I could very easily see a bearish cross coming here relatively soon. Probably would not last that long, but it does look like it's in the cards. RSI is also in a bit of a symmetrical triangle pattern right now. Downtrending level of resistance, uptrending level of support. Be paying attention for that breakout. Currently, there is no RSI divergence that I am aware of. One thing I also want to bring to your attention on the weekly chart is the weekly chart MACD. Weekly chart MACD has been converging bullish for the last four weeks. That is actually very healthy. That's a good sign, and we want to see that continue. Pay attention to this trend over the next couple of months, because if Bitcoin continues to trade sideways and even move slightly to the upside over the next few months, it could result in a bullish MACD cross on weekly chart, which could result in the resurgence of bullish pressure that we saw dip off a couple of months ago. So that's all I got on technical analysis today. I think that Bitcoin is going to do exactly what I just said, but actually I forgot. There's one more thing I want to show you, and that is Lux Algo. Let's see what Lux Algo is saying. I'm going to start down here on the hourly chart, and we'll work our way up. Lux Algo, if you guys don't know, is a premium signals indicator. It has some of the best signals in the entire cryptocurrency space. Lux Algo is something that I personally use, and a ton of our viewers, the Jebi Knights, I suppose we're calling you guys now, use. It has been personally looked at by TradingView and TradingView's engineers and was called best of class by the people that build the indicators on TradingView. They said that this is a fantastic product. The people that run TradingView said that. It's definitely something you should consider picking up. You can use coupon code JEB, J-E-B-B, for 20% off at checkout with the link in the description box down below. There's also a video that just came out to CT2A last Friday on Lux Algo for any of our alumni who are interested. We can see that there was a sell signal here on Bitcoin on Lux Algo, which is indicative that we're going to push further to the downside. Moving up to the 4-hourly chart, I have a feeling that we're under something similar. We might not be. We're still under a buy signal, okay, but the color is changing. You see the color changing right here. We're very close to a potential sell signal. Notice how this color, I think this is purple. I'm colorblind, so I'm not sure. Followed by red is generally speaking a strong sell signal. So be paying attention to that there. Looking at the daily chart, I believe we're still under a long-term sell signal. Yes, we are. Okay, so that's all I got on Lux Algo for you guys. Let's go ahead and read some chat and we'll move on to our next article.
All right, so I have some things to report.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have some of the names that have came in. So we have my personal favorite, Jeb Binks,
Oh my gosh.
Jebo Fett, and then pretty much overwhelmingly everyone wants you to be called Jebba the Hutt.
Jebba the Hutt.
Jebba the Hutt. I put in a contribution, Jebo Diaz, from Cypher Diaz. And somebody put Mace Jebdu, so there's that one. So you kind of have your pickings.
That one seems like it's reaching.
Yeah, that is definitely reaching.
Definitely reaching.
I think that it should be a Jedi, correct?
Yeah, it has to be a
Jebo
Jedi.
Diaz is a Jedi. He's
Don't
the
get
guy
me
who made
wrong,
the
I
clone
hear
army.
the chat, Jebba the Hutt, it's great. I mean, first of all, if we even think about the whole point of this show, and here you are, Jeb, I think it should be Joda. That's just me.
Joda.
Or I've seen someone say like Jebi Yoda or whatever. But
Jebi
like,
Yoda.
No,
I
it's
don't think
just
anyone
Joda.
ever called him that.
It's
I think it was
Jedi Master Joda.
Jebi Master.
Grandmaster Joda. It's
my
Grandmaster Joda.
Grandmaster Joda. Let us know.
Grandmaster
I do
Yoda.
think it has to be.
It's gotta be Yoda.
It's gotta
I wanna be
a-
Yoda.
It's got to be a knight. It's got to be a
A master. No, it has to be on the council, bro.
Yes, and it's got to be on the Jebi Council.
Jeb
Oh my
Fisto?
gosh.
Jeb Fisto. Oh my goodness, we're making Mephisto references now.
All right. Do we want to read
No,
some
not
super
Mephisto.
chats?
do
No,
it.
that was Jeb Fisto, Kit Fisto.
Oh,
Someone just said I hate Star Trek. What is that?
That wasn't.
it's not Star Trek,
I was
so
saying, like,
I don't like Star Trek
Did
either.
someone make a comment with Star Trek? I don't know.
Jeb Vader.
Jeb Vader. Yeah, unfortunately,
I don't know
we
about
can't
that
have
one.
somebody turn into.
What about
Jeb?
Jebi One Kenobi?
That nah.
Jebi One Kenobi?
I don't know. We'll continue.
Moving on.
that one. Let's get some super chats. We got one from S Max saying, "Is it okay to leave Bitcoin in Celsius during a bear market?"
I mean, yeah. I personally look. I don't have anything against Celsius. I don't personally use Celsius. I don't know a lot about Celsius, so I make that very clear. I'm not an expert in Celsius. I personally like holding all of my cryptocurrency in a cold wallet and just kind of, forgetting about it for 10 years. But I don't think there's anything wrong with holding your cryptocurrency in a Celsius wallet during a bear market. I don't know why it would make a difference. But again, I don't use Celsius, so I could be wrong.
We just read the one from Kenneth Gardner, actually, so I'm going to skip that one.
Okay.
Jebi Knight Ozzy Todd. Man, we got people changing their names.
go.
Jebi Knight Ozzy
back.
Todd.
He
Let's
said,
go.
well, so these two are actually tied. So Jebi Knight Ozzy Todd said Jebba the Hutt. And then Scott M came back and said Jebba the Hutt, whether you like it or not, the chat is spoken. So that's
have
fun.
spoken.
The last one we have here from Matt C says, "Don't you think this boring period when everything is moving sideways is one of the best times to be investing for the long run?"
Yes. Yes, Matt C. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. This is a perfect time to be investing for the long run. This is a perfect time to be investing in your midichlorian count and working on your lightsaber skills.
Woo!
Because right now, we need to be building ourselves into those Jebi Masters. I guess I'm leaning fully into this now. I never thought it would come to this, but that's my career in a nutshell for you right there. Oh, I didn't know this was going to happen. Guys, I think right now we need to be looking at cryptocurrency as a massive opportunity. There is so much opportunity right now in crypto, and a lot of people are heading for the hills. They're running away. They're getting tired. They're getting scared. They're being sad. They're fudding. Right now is the time that you should be getting most excited. Right now is the time that you should be looking to invest in crypto. Absolutely. The people that invest in times like these are the ones that are the wealthy people and the influential people when the market rallies. We look at those people when the market goes into a bull market and we say, oh my gosh, look at that guy. He bought when it was low. I would have done that if only I had known. Well, now you know. So are you going to or not? It's a question.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so what would you say, because we've said that a couple times now, Jeb, what do you say to the person who is pretty, the reason they haven't gone all in yet, they haven't been investing heavily because they see it's dropping back down to 20,000. Even today, saw another FUD article from, I can't remember who, but what was his name? I can't remember his name, but he was saying he could see us going all the way down to 10,000. He's an investor. He at one point was a Bitcoin bull who saw us going up to 600,000. I wish I remembered his name.
I know who you're talking about. I forgot his name.
But yeah, so people read things like that, and it makes them say, well, I don't want to get in at 30,000, 33,000, and then lose a bunch of money back down. What do you say to those people?
There were a lot of people that were scared of buying at $3,000 back when Bitcoin fell there in 2019. There were a lot of people that were scared of buying at $200 when it fell there in 2015. But at the same time, there were people that were scared of buying at $6,000 in 2018. And rightfully so. It dropped 50%, right? If you bought at $6,000 and it drops to $3,000, you would have said, oh, crap. I wish I had held onto my money and bought in lower. The problem with that is twofold. Number one, you don't know how far it's going to drop. Time in the market beats timing the market when you're an investor. And number two, whether you bought in at $6,000 or $3,000 is kind of a moot point because right now you're up either 5 or 10x. You made a lot of money in 2 years. So Bitcoin is going to do very well into the long-term distant future because of its impact on humanity and society at large. And number two, whether it goes down to $10, $15, $20, $30,000 or not shouldn't make a difference because if you're waiting for that, eventually you're going to get burned and you're going to get so scared of buying a falling knife that you're never going to get in the first place. And that's what wisdom and experience in cryptocurrency will teach you is that you don't want to be so scared of investing. You don't want to get stuck in this paralysis of analysis and never get in. Yeah. It's better to have skin in the game than be looking for the perfect entry position. Perfect is the enemy of good. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't strive to be perfect, but we shouldn't think that we're going to be perfect from day one. It's much better for us to have something than to have nothing.
Well, actually, so people are saying in chat that the name of that guy I was talking about was Scott Minerd. I don't know if that's Minerd. I think it's Minerd though. I read the article because that's the other thing is it's really easy to read headlines and be like, oh no, a guy who knows what he's talking about says that Bitcoin's going down to 10,000. Because Scott Miner does sound like a very intelligent person. He reads markets very well. If you read the article, he does clarify that it is speculation, and he does clarify if you're going to speculate. He's like, I would speculate low. I just would not advise getting into Bitcoin right now. But that is the thing that you need to remember is, first of all, even though it is the oldest, Bitcoin is still relatively young. And some of these experts who have been looking at the stock market, which is a lot more predictable, a lot less volatile, they're making predictions based off of speculation and based off of things that happened in the past, which doesn't always carry over. So even what Scott says needs to be taken with a grain of salt because it isn't necessarily gospel. It isn't necessarily truth. It is just somebody's opinion. Yep. You need to come up with your own opinion based off of facts. Yep. His is based off of looking at past things with other, not Bitcoin. He looks at other projects, other stocks, and he's saying, well, if it follows what those stocks do, it could make it back down to 10,000.
And to be clear, technical analysis is the art of studying studying historical price trends to predict future price trends. So we're not discounting, neither Tim or I are discounting the importance of looking at previous trends, but there is something to be said that sometimes trends break. Yeah. When was the last time you saw someone wearing bell bottoms? Bitcoin is not a trend. Bitcoin's growth is continuous, but the trends within the Bitcoin market most certainly can end, and we've seen it happen many times. Don't want to get you guys burnt on that. Let's go ahead and read on to our next article here in just a second, and then we're going to move back to our super chats. But I'm going to move through this one pretty quickly, but this is the titular article talking about Hive and all the buzz surrounding it. Green energy-focused Bitcoin miner Hive joins North American mining pool. Hive aims to take advantage of the east-to-west shift in Bitcoin mining power after regulators in China have renewed efforts to crack down on the industry. Following its approval for a NASDAQ listing, Canadian Hive Blockchain Technologies has bought more than 3,000 Bitcoin mining rigs to get involved in the Bitcoin mining shift from the east to the west. Purchased from Digital Currency Group subsidiary Foundry Digital LLC, the 3019 MicroBT M30S miners acquired as part of the deals are already located at Hive's facilities in Lachute, Quebec, and Grand Falls, New Brunswick. Foundry will be issued cash and 1.5 million warrants of Hive, according to the official announcement. So we are seeing even more mining operations open up, and the reason we're bringing this to your attention is not because I'm an investor in Hive or something. The reason I'm showing you this is because I want you to understand that even while the price might be going down, fundamental growth in the companies and the industry and the foundations behind crypto is continuing to grow. We still see new mining farms coming online. We still see new countries moving in the direction of regulatory clarity, adoption. Furthermore, we still see fantastic things like this happening even while the price is boring. Just because the price is boring, just because the YouTube space is boring, just because the memes aren't as funny as they were 3 months ago, doesn't mean that the fundamentals have stopped improving. They have continued to improve, and they're accelerating at that. This is just another example of that. Let's go ahead and read a few more super chats. And any take you guys have on that, let me know.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is, again, just following, being very brief, this is just following the whole thing of how many institutional investors, because that's a big thing, is that people are saying, oh, we're not seeing the institutions get involved yet. We're not seeing them come in mass. One of the things that many institutions have made clear is when it looks like Bitcoin is environmentally friendly, when it looks like it actually is better for the environment than it was in the past, that's when they'll get in. This is another move to fix that solution. I think that this news maybe doesn't affect the price tomorrow, but it will affect it long term, getting more and more miners in the U.S. and more miners using green energy. Yeah. Mate, do you have a thought before I do super chats?
Nope.
Okay. John L. said, are you guys gamers? What games do you guys play? I will answer really quickly, John. No, I'm not. So I'm going to defer.
You play some games. You play FIFA.
I literally just sold my Xbox that I had not used in 2 years or something like that, a year and a half. And the only game I played on it was FIFA when I did play.
I'm a PC gamer. I've been playing for a very long time. Civilization 5, Civilization 6, Minecraft, League of Legends, RimWorld, Factorio. I play a lot of games. I don't play many anymore because I'm busy, but I used to play a lot of games. Matt, what about you?
Yeah, I'm not much of a gamer, to be honest with you.
Really?
I used to play video games a lot in high school. I used to play Destiny. I used to play Fortnite. A lot of shooter games. I used to be really competitive in COD, but now I don't play video games anymore. So I play a little bit of Planet Zoo here and there. I don't know if you guys know that game. That's pretty
Planet
fun.
Zoo.
And I play a little bit of Civ 6, but just a little bit.
Guys, if you're enjoying today's stream, smash that like button. Let's see if we can't get to 750 likes before we wrap the stream out here. We got a lot more to cover before we go. But by the way, we actually have a new subreddit that someone made. Did we make that? Or
No. A friend of ours, a Jebi Knight, a fellow
Jebi Knight made it. I actually have it up here. I will show you guys. It is r/Jebi Knights. Whoever made this, please shoot us an email so that we can use this. This is something that we would love to start growing. So let us know.
Yeah.
No, pump it. We're growing it now.
Pump
We're
it. Pump it.
Pump it.
Pump it. No,
Guys.
I'm saying we want to grow
Okay,
it.
yes,
So go
yes,
ahead and
yes,
join
yeah,
it.
yes.
But we would love to reach out to us for the person that made this.
Guys, join the
Jebi
Jebi
Knights.
Knights on Reddit.
Do it.
Guys. This is going to be the hub.
This is gonna
where
be
we
the
talk
hub.
about all developments, crypto, Jeb.
Yes.
Jebi Knights. I'm going to be super active in this community, guys.
Yes.
And we're going to make this the hub to find any new innovative information.
It's going to be
about-
amazing.
I'm going to give you guys secret scoops. Secret
It's going to be
scoops.
great.
I'm going to be filling you guys
He's
in
gonna tell
that
you what
no
I
one
eat
else-
for lunch.
No one else gets these insights.
He's going to send you some memes.
So go.
We could do Crypto Jeb meme review. If you guys make Crypto Jeb memes, I will do a meme review here on the channel. Guys, we got a little bit more news to cover before we continue on making jokes, but let's go ahead and jump into this. El Salvador could face limitation on Bitcoin's use as a medium of exchange, says JP Morgan. Now, before we go into this, keep in mind, asking JP Morgan what they think about a bank is like asking a taxi driver what he thinks about Uber. So let's read it, but let's take it with a grain of salt. JP Morgan points out Bitcoin's illiquid nature, volatility, and the US dollar conversion risk as major limitations for its use as legal tender. Global investment bank JP Morgan says Bitcoin's use in El Salvador's economy faces headwinds, suggesting a potential limitation on its use case as a medium of exchange may emerge. In a report by the bank on Thursday and reported by Bloomberg Sunday, JP Morgan said problems could arise due to the fact that much of Bitcoin is tied up in illiquid entities, 90% of which hasn't changed in over a year. The bank points to daily payments activity in the country, which would represent around 4% of recent on-chain transactional volume and over 1% of the total value of tokens that have transferred wallets in the last 12 months. They say that some of these concerns are, well, concerning for Bitcoin. Let me go over what they are really quickly for you. And by the way, just because JP Morgan is saying them doesn't mean that they're invalid. I think JP Morgan is attacking this probably because they don't like Bitcoin. I think that's their motive. Could be wrong. I'm not trying to get myself sued for defamation, but what I can say is that they're actually kind of right. And here's what I mean by that. Bitcoin does have a lot of volatility. Bitcoin does have some issues with transactional throughput, and Bitcoin does have some issues with being easily exchanged into other currencies. There are regulatory barriers to it. And El Salvador knows that, and they adopted it anyway. So the question is, why did they adopt it anyway? Here's the answer. El Salvador saw 30% inflation on the US dollar, which was their currency as before they're moving towards Bitcoin. They decided to do it anyway because they would rather struggle with volatility, with regulatory uncertainty from other nations that they do business with. They would rather struggle with a young currency that might not have enough transactional throughput for their whole country, because that's how bad inflation is when you have your entire country being decimated by it. So yes, El Salvador will have to deal with that, and that's why. And they're okay with that because it's the lesser of two evils. That's the sad thing. Using Bitcoin as a daily currency, despite its limited transactional fees, despite its difficulty because of its volatility, is worth it. That's how bad it is when inflation hits your country as hard as it was hitting El Salvador. And El Salvador is not the only nation going through this. In fact, they had it pretty good because they were using the US dollar. Many other currencies throughout the world have undergone much more inflation than the US dollar has, and El Salvador decided to pave the way because they realize that it's the lesser of two evils. Yes, they're going to have issues with this, but it's clear that they think that it's the better of those options.
Even more so, listen, what you're saying about JP Morgan is true. Like they're going after a factual statement and then giving out their opinion. This is the thing. Every single person in the world has a particular worldview that they're going to view everything through it. And they're going to look at facts and they're going to talk about how those facts back up their worldview, even if it's not 100% true. So at the end of the day, JP Morgan is for sure very anti-Bitcoin. They're against Bitcoin being established and being successful. So they're going to take a detail that has truth to it to then show how that backs up their premature view that is like Bitcoin is going to fail. So they look for the littlest thing and then they skew it in their direction. And that's everybody. So, you know, on the same side, there's Bitcoin maximalists who look for the tiniest little view, tiniest little thing to say, oh, this is why Bitcoin is going to 10 million. You know, it's a thing that we have to take into account is that JP Morgan has a certain view on how Bitcoin works, and they will always skew every detail and every fact back to that view. That's just what every person does. That's why it needs to be kind of taken it needs to be taken lightly and just be like, hey, just because JP Morgan says it doesn't mean it's the gospel, doesn't mean that it's actually true, and it's going to play out exactly how you're saying.
Yeah, I love what Nick just said in chat, because JP Morgan is so concerned for El Salvador. Like JP Morgan cares about El Salvador. If they cared about El Salvador, there's a lot that they could have done over the last many decades for El Salvador, as it's been struggling for a very long time. As far as I'm aware, they haven't done a whole lot down there, and now that they're moving towards Bitcoin, they want to start talking about them. It's very interesting to see that happening. Either way, I digress. I just don't like when people are attacking a good thing just because they disagree with it. El Salvador will use Cardano. It'll be native. It'll be naive to believe they won't. I mean, they might. Now they're using...
They've said they're not going to.
Yeah, did they?
Yeah, the president came out and said, we are not using Ethereum, we are not using Cardano, we are using Bitcoin.
I remember that. You're right. He did say that.
Things can change, you know?
Yep.
I think that's the way it should be, to be honest with you.
I agree.
That's the way it should be.
No, Cardano and Ethereum are great projects, but they're not designed for a nation using the currency. Albeit Bitcoin has scalability issues also. Luckily, Lightning Network is being developed. Nevertheless, we're going to move on. We want to go ahead and talk a little bit about Polkadot now. We haven't talked about Polkadot as of recent. Is there anything in the news that you two know about?
I have something in the
This
news.
is a Smay thing.
Yes.
So,
go for
guys,
it, Princess Smaya.
Okay, listen.
gosh.
I have two things. One, it's going to be a serious take, but this first one, I just want to point this out. So somebody's put the idea of doing something called crypto hunters instead of bounty hunters, and I just thought about it.
That's
we could have a
great
thing
idea.
where it's like we have Jebo Fett, and he goes,
gosh.
"He's no good to me, Red." You know, 'cause
He's
it's
no
brown.
good to me, Red.
It's no good to me, Red. You know.
It's no good to
anyways,
me, Red.
anyways, so Polkadot. Nothing that I know of in the news, but to be fair, I haven't checked. But I will say, I have had a bit of a change of heart on Polkadot, guys. So my thing is, I used to really shill Polkadot, guys. I used to really say how much I really love it, and I do love it, and I do think it's going to have a market share in the recreational application space. But I will say, I really think that Ethereum and Cardano are really holding their spot, and if they are continue to improve and learn from other applications, and also not to mention Solana coming in, that's a big deal. Solana's I think is more of a threat to Polkadot than anything else. Not to spread FUD or anything, guys, but I really think that it is good to kind of keep an eye on the competitors and say, okay, is it really going to meet the expectations that we've set for it, or is it going to stay around where it's at? So I think really keep an eye on Solana, because I think Solana really is a big competitor for Ethereum, because Solana's they're developing a game on Solana and a lot of this stuff. So if Solana's coming for that spot of the recreational apps, then we'll have to keep an eye on it.
This is completely off topic, but some people are telling us not to be geeks in chat. This is crypto, guys. This is the most geeky thing in the world.
Yeah. As far as back to Dot, I think the problem with Dot, remember when you asked, is there any new news?
Yeah.
There's not.
Nah.
And I'm not saying that Dot's gonna just fall and die and never come back. But what's happening is it's not doing anything. It's not changing. It's not adapting. And Dot is a great project. The technology behind it, what it's accomplishing is great.
Yeah.
But what Cardano and Ethereum are doing is they're staying in the news. They're staying relevant. They keep moving. They have adopted almost the policy of any news is good news. There's no such thing as bad news. Polkadot they just do what they do behind the scenes, and it's not. And what's happening again? So remember when we talked about why Dogecoin actually might be somewhat beneficial, because we know the project is not.
Yeah.
Yep.
The reason it was beneficial is because it was in the news.
It got
people
eyes.
into crypto. Dot is not doing that, and there are projects like Ethereum, Cardano, and I'm not saying they do exactly what Dot does, but I'm saying when you look at things like Ethereum, Cardano, and now we see things like Solana sleeping up too, they're accomplishing everything that Dot has. At a certain point, what is Dot's use case going to be that another project doesn't do?
Yeah, so the thing is, though, it's almost arguable that is this the way it should be done? Because we don't necessarily know. We don't have a look behind the curtain of what they're actually doing, or what they have built, right? So the thing is, what we know about Polkadot right now is it has a system with the parachains that lets it to where people who develop on it can take their own kind of offshoot of the chain and develop it as they like and as they see fit, and it benefits from all the things of the main chain, which is something a lot of these other currencies don't have yet. And I think that's something that's really powerful for being able to give developers the freedom to do what they want, which is huge, right? But also the thing is, they're being very hush-hush about their kind of development of it, and they're not really putting out a lot of news and a lot of big stuff. They're not like Charles Hodgson, who just wants to, trash everything around him, and as much as I like him, it's true. He really does go on Twitter and make these live streams and goes, well, actually, this is why Ethereum's an old man, compared to, stuff like that. So it's and it's almost like, okay, it is interesting, because a lot of the arguments you can make for Cardano is, are you putting your money where your mouth is? It's been speculative for a long time. So it's like, okay, is Polkadot actually working on it while everyone else is talking about them doing it?
The only thing though is, and Jeb, tell me if you disagree. what is driving a lot of stuff right now is communities, and I don't know how strong the dot community is. There's obviously a massive Bitcoin community that doesn't get talked about that much because it's like a no duh. But the Ethereum community, the Cardano community, I think Solana's got a community growing. Obviously, that's how Dogecoin became what it was, is because of the community. Dot doesn't have that, and so if they don't have what is driving these coins. Because that's what we're ultimately talking about. We're not talking about if Polkadot works or not. We're talking about the price of it. Like, the price is going to be kind of dictated by the community, and there really isn't a strong community for DOT right now. So
I think that's important to remember, because right now a lot of the valuation in cryptocurrency is not from fundamentals. It's from speculation. I mean, the Ethereum does not have $250 billion worth of product. Ethereum does not have $250 billion worth of people using it. Ethereum has $250 billion worth of $50 billion of people saying, oh, okay, I use this on the daily, and $200 billion worth of people saying, oh, I think this is going to be worth something in one day. Speculation is driven by people talking. There's no talk about Polkadot. So keep that in mind. I like Polkadot. I like his project, but I think my two colleagues here are absolutely onto something. Let's go ahead and do some technical analysis on Polkadot, though. By the way, we've already got like 30 people in the subreddit. We were at 10.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
We were at 10 people when we started this stream. We already got 20 people.
Well, come on,
you don't want to be the guy who's not in the... Like, you guys want to be that guy who's not in it.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy who's not in it. Come on now. That'd be lame. Let's go ahead and look at .USD. Polkadot over the US dollar is a rather boring chart right now, so this is going to be short. Polkadot is trading down here sideways around $15 and change. We had a major jump up here, but I'm not going to consider it because it isn't that... it's a bit of an outlier. Right now, Polkadot is very clearly in a symmetrical triangle pattern. The symmetrical triangle pattern is obviously going to break out at some point. Hopefully, we're going to see some more volatility coming back to Polkadot. That is going to depend on anything happening in the news. At the moment, there's nothing, so keep that in mind. We do just have a bearish MACD cross coming in on the 4-hourly chart, which could be strong enough to push us below our uptrending level of support here. If that occurs, then we definitely want to be looking for more support on Polkadot, of which at the moment there isn't a lot. Looking at our horizontal levels of support, we can see that there is a support level sitting at $10.80. If we were to break bearish here, $10.80 would make sense, since that is right around where the price target for this would be. It's quite a bit more bearish, actually, but we do see that there is there's bearishness moving into the symmetrical triangle pattern, which should indicate bearishness moving out of the symmetrical triangle pattern. So I think that's something we need to be prepared for on Polkadot, is a potential push back down to $10. Out on the daily chart, there is some bullishness on the MACD, but we've been converging bearish for the last 5 days or so. Pay attention for a bearish MACD cross there, and the volume, I'm just going to guess, is very low, and yes, it is. So, guys, don't really need to do a lot of TA on Polkadot. I'll look at Lux Algo just for the sake of it. We can see that we're strong bearish right here on the daily chart. We're strong bearish on the 4-hourly chart, and on the 1-hourly chart, I would imagine there's a sell signal right here. There is. Like I said, guys, if you want to get Lux Algo, the link's in the description box down below. Fantastic indicator. Best addition I ever made to my trading view. Check it out. You can use coupon code JEB, J-E-B-B, for 20% off at checkout. But, guys, I'm going to be honest, on Polkadot right now, I'm looking at a $10 Polkadot, maybe $11. That's why it's gonna happen. So that's my take. Do you guys have any other takes on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it.
You're gonna buy
at
it
$10. I'm gonna buy a lot of it. Well, because like I think even reading the chat, like I do realize there is not a community, so there's not really much. I mean, there is a community. It's just a dormant community. The reality is that until we so my thoughts are, the reason why I was saying that it's almost good that they're working the way they are is because the thing is, soon enough, they're going to be able to drop something that's big news, is what I'm thinking, right? Like, and that's also speculative, but I hope that's the case, right? Because if they're really working on something, like somebody said they're dropping the pair chains in September, that's huge. Yeah. So when they get something to where they're dropping not just news, it's not just an opinion piece from their developer, it's not just a Vitalik or, somebody saying, well, actually, Bitcoin is, no, it's actually something big. Like, it's actually like them dropping something substantial of like, okay, you can use us now, I think that's gonna cause a ripple. I think so. I think it's keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it, but it's still speculative.
Yeah, see, that's the key word you just used right there, speculative. Like, until it happens, can we really do too much with it?
I think we've known that its value can hit at least $40. So right now, still is a good time to.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think that DOT's going to disappear and die. I think it has new all-time highs to hit. I just think like it's going to get dwarfed by things like Ethereum and Cardano and potentially even Solana.
I think Solana is the one I'm worried about. I'm not necessarily worried about Ethereum a little bit, not really Cardano, but definitely Solana. Because if Solana's doing the same thing and it's doing it better, then
Oh, Vinny the cat said Smay needs his own show.
Hey,
I like this idea.
that might,
Give us a 1 in chat if
might
you'd
be
like Smay to
something.
have his own show.
Ooh.
Let's read some super chats.
so we
we'll
got
go
a lot
over
of super
predictions
chats.
and then
Actually,
we'll
hold on,
wrap it
A
out.
lot of
Hit the
super
like
chats.
button. Hit the like button if you want the show to be called the Jebi Council.
Yes, that's a great idea. Hit the like button if you like the Jebi Council. Let's go ahead and read some super.
Yeah, we got some super chats here. Simon Hansen said, EGLD. That's what is that one?
E-Gold.
E-Gold. Okay. Said to lunch. I think he meant launch. Gold and silver back DeFi. This could be huge.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on being backed by gold and silver?
I mean, you don't need to back by gold and
Yes,
silver if
yeah.
you can back by Bitcoin. Bitcoin's better.
Casey Powell said, if the bull run continues, at what point would you stop dollar cost averaging if prices start going parabolic? Thanks, guys.
Oh, probably never, to be honest with you, because I think Bitcoin is a great hold long term no matter what price it's at. So to be honest with you, right now I'm not dollar cost averaging, but if I were, I wouldn't stop just because it was rallying. I mean, I might. I don't want to say that for sure. Dollar cost averaging is typically a better play during a bear market because you're lowering your average, not raising your average. So I might. I'd have to play that by ear, but I don't think I necessarily would.
Yeah, we got Dimitri Jutras. He says, we have 100% hydro renewable energy here in Quebec.
Let's go.
Ooh, okay.
Shout out to Quebec.
Let's go, Quebec.
Scott Warall said, what would you do? ? Should I invest all Bitcoin, all Ethereum, or 50-50?
Of the 3 options there, I would personally do 50-50, although I'm not your financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I am simply a Jebi person. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way.
Grand Jebi Master.
Jebi Master.
Oh my gosh.
I am the Jebi Master.
David Breeze says, Crypto Hunter Jubba Fett / Jedi Nadar Veb.
He's from the Clone Wars.
He's from the Clone Wars.
I did not watch the Clone Wars.
I didn't either, actually. I need
Clone
to
Wars
watch
is great, although he dies like in the episode he's introduced. So
Oh,
I don't
dang
know
it.
if that's it.
Jebi
Alessandro
Wakanobi.
the Cynical said, institutions make announcements after they built a nice and plump position, not
Yep.
before, since that would be counterproductive. Don't fool people.
Amen. Princess Smaya for the win. I love that name. That's
I
hilarious.
I refuse to go by
Princess Smaya. Come on.
No.
DeBlaxicon said, what do you think about these deflationary cryptos as a hedge against inflation? I found one with real-world case strong community called Hanzo Eno.
I've never heard of Hanzo Eno, but I've heard of one called Bitcoin because that's why Bitcoin was created. It was designed to be a deflationary crypto hedge against inflation. That's what Bitcoin was built to be.
Yeah. Jebi Knight Ozzy Todd. I love it. Ozzy Todd changed his name. He said, Professor McGonagall wants her glasses back, Smay. Sensing an upset by Tim this week. By the way, never seen Star Wars. This channel is the closest I've got to it. LOL. Much love to everyone from Australia. Jebi Knight, Ozzy Todd, I love you. Thank you for that. I don't think so. If I do win, we've discussed before, and you guys will see the prizes here in a few minutes. If I win this week, I think that Smay and Jeb should both kiss the bottom of my shoe.
I'm not going to do
because
that.
the chances of me winning are pretty slim.
It's pretty slim.
And you will
slim.
see that in here in just a
If
second.
you guys are enjoying today's stream, smash that like button, by the way.
My glasses are great and fine.
My glasses are great and fine.
Oh my gosh. All right, we got from IROC. We're almost done. 007 said, hi, everyone. This is a two-parter. 1, what is your thoughts on the BitFi wallet for storing Bitcoin? And number 2, is LTC or Litecoin considered the next best alternative coin after Bitcoin since they're both similar blockchains? Thank you.
Number 1, unfortunately, I'm not familiar with BitFi. Might be good, might be bad. I just don't know off the top of my head, so I can't answer that one. Number 2, is Litecoin considered the next best alternative coin after Bitcoin because they're both similar blockchains? So I recognize the same fact and draw the exact opposite conclusion. It is very similar to Bitcoin, and that's why I don't invest in it.
Yeah.
It's very similar to Bitcoin, so what is its use case? What's its value proposition? Everybody's using Bitcoin. Why use Litecoin? The only difference between Litecoin and Bitcoin is, there's 3 of them, really. Block time is faster on Litecoin by 4 times. Its total circulating supply is 4 times larger, but on the other hand, it has a lot less community, it has a lot less support behind it. So I wouldn't invest in it personally.
Last one, unless something popped up while I was looking at the ones I copy and pasted. Matt C said, "Hey guys, I dropped you an email last night. Hope you get a chance to read it. Yeah, we'll definitely have to go look at that. Let's have an amazing week, everyone. This is a great community.
Let's go, guys.
I agree, Matt. This is a great community.
If you want to continue building that community, make sure to sign up for the follow the subreddit over on Reddit, r/Jebi Nights. I'll show you on the screen right here while I'm talking. And also, consider signing up for our newsletter. We have a newsletter that is linked in the description box down below. It goes out every single Friday. The people that are following that newsletter seem to absolutely love it. We get raving reviews every single Friday because we interview people and ask them what they think, so check that out also. And by the way, if you want to learn more about technical analysis, the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is linked in the description box down below. Drop a 1 in chat if you know what CT2A is, you've been through it, and you love it.
We also should get that number up because we are sitting at a third of our viewers. We just dropped back down, but we had 1,800 viewers with only 600 likes. So
yep, that's true.
Hit the like button. Smee, do you have any thought about that?
Yeah, hit the like button.
Okay, yeah.
Someone said you look like Chewbacca with the beard.
I'll take that as a compliment. I love that guy. Anyway, so do we have any other announcements before I read the sad price predictions?
Not that I can think of, unless I'm forgetting something.
I have an announcement.
What's your announcement, Smee?
This is your last chance.
This is your last chance.
You better, if you value your coins,
Return of the Jebi.
Oh my god.
So good.
Go join the Reddit. I'm serious.
Smee's all
Join the
about
Reddit.
that Reddit.
He not playing.
Also, Ozzy Todd, go watch Star Wars. What the
Yes,
heck
go
you
watch
doing
Star
to
Wars.
it?
What do you mean you haven't seen Star
Yeah,
Wars?
start with 4, 5, 6, then watch 1, 2, 3. Okay, watch them in release order.
Sean Burns just did a super chat saying, "Hey, I listen to your show every day, but if you guys want tonight, I will create a Facebook meme page for the Jebi Nights."
We actually have a Facebook page that Caleb
We have a
made.
meme page, though?
Ooh,
Not a
you know
meme
what?
page.
Yeah, I'm gonna start putting that in the description. I will say this, guys. What I'm gonna do today, I'm calling it audible. Today, I'm gonna do a meme challenge.
Meme challenge.
You guys have to create the funniest memes on the subreddit, and I will give a surprise to whoever wins. Whomever makes me laugh and gives me the favorite meme.
Ooh.
I will do a
You hear that?
surprise.
Y'all better get on that Reddit now.
Get
So
on the
maybe we'll give
Reddit.
you something cool. Got 50 people over there now.
All right. Let's do the tragic,
Let's do it.
sad
Let's do it.
price predictions.
Let's do it.
I was gone half of last week.
Yep.
I come back and they have literally. I think that
devastated.
they have actually for real formed an alliance against me because
Yes,
these
May.
predictions
Let's do an alliance.
are ridiculous.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
okay.
Do you
Like
want
I
to
said,
form an alliance?
I maybe you don't have to kiss me on my shoe. If I win, especially if I win all three, I think something special should happen because I would be the GOAT of technical analysis if I was right. Because what we have here, Jeb put his prediction of Bitcoin at 32,700, and Smee said his at 34,500. Now, we do not look at each other's predictions before the stream. We don't know what the other person's going to say because mine was about dead smack in the middle almost. Not middle, but close because I said 33,000.
Oof.
So I have a window of like $600 a window to win Bitcoin. That's pretty small. It gets worse with Ethereum because Smee said 2250, Jeb said 2021, so 2021, and I said 2100. So on that one, I have like what, about $70 of range for Ethereum.
Yeah.
And the best of them all, and in my case, the worst. Smee said $1.37 for Cardano. Jeb said $1.34. I said $1.35.
Oof.
So I have like literally 0.1 cent of power in that.
Someone said if you win, you can replace me in around the blockchain.
Ooh.
We could probably do that.
If I win,
I bet they let you.
I'm just saying that would take, especially Cardano. Even if I don't win the other two, if I win Cardano,
you know what?
If Smim,
If Qui-Gon Tim, if Qui-Gon Tim wins all three, I will get him on around the blockchain.
I'm just gonna say it's a good thing that I'm not going around the blockchain because I don't think they could handle the Smee. I think it'd rather be Tim.
It would be funny if they didn't have any of their guests and like one of the around the blockchains.
It was just all
Ben,
of us. It
and
was
then
just the three of us. That'd be hilarious. Yo, wait, we already got a post in the subreddit.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
let me
By
see.
Eddie Murphy. I can't click on that because I don't know what it is, and I
Click,
don't want to.
I'm not showing the screen, so click on it.
Well, it's gonna make noise. Okay, well, don't show the screen.
No,
What
it's
is
not
it?
gonna make noise. Click on it.
I'm very happy to be here.
Wait, can I show it now?
I'm very happy to be here too.
Can I
Let's
show
go.
Oh my gosh!
I'm very happy to be here. Awesome,
Oh,
guys.
very good, very
Well,
good.
I'm very happy that you were here, guys. That is pretty much all we got for today's stream. If you did enjoy, make sure you smash that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and share the stream with someone that you think might get value from what we discussed here today. We go live 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, except on the day when a hurricane comes through, knocks out our power, internet, and I get sick. But, you know, that's life for you. I hope you guys did enjoy today's stream. Am I forgetting anything?
I think we're good, man.
I think we're good.
May the coin be with you.
May the
always.
coins...
The
May the Bitcoin be with you. Guys,
God.
that's all I got. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of the Jebi Knights for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.